Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Monday to you all. Hopefully your week is off to a great start. Or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. We return 24 hours after checking out a whole bunch of Xdinary Heroes stuff. We return with the latest installment of Xdinary Heroes open beta project with version 6.4, titled iNSTEAD, featuring Mr. Yoon Do Hyun of band YB. I had to go and look up who Mr. Yoon Do Hyun was. Yoon Do Hyun. Oh my goodness. Let me try that again. Yoon Do Hyun. There we go. We got there in the end. Like he was part and frontman of a band around from like the late 1990s, which is very cool. I believe. Is this Xdinary Heroes' first like collab number, official collab number that they've done? If that's the case, that's very cool and a very monumental moment for them indeed. Now, we have gotten quite an interesting spread when it comes to these open beta singles, right? Boy Comic to Love and Fear into Save Me. Like, we got some very quick, fast-paced music to start with Boy Comic. It was great fun. Love and Fear kind of brought the crunchiness, kind of brought the darkness up a little bit. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Save Me, we went a little bit more emotional. We went a little bit more anthemic. Let's see what iNSTEAD is going to do in the fourth installment, shall we? Roll intro. Righty-o. I have no idea where Mr. Yoon Do Hyun is going to feature in, but a feature project is always very exciting because you're gonna get a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit of a different spin on the standard spread, right? So, let's get to the new music. Yep. Okay. Oh, this is not what I expected. Synth line getting started on the vocals, okay. Okay, yeah, Love and Fear doesn't even like isn't even in the same galaxy as this. What? Oh my god, this chugs, but in such a different flavor. I like that we get glimpses of like old Xdinary Heroes, and then oh my god, this is a surreal experience. We'll talk about like the details of the song a little bit later, but I'm genuinely lost for words. I'm shocked. Double time? Where did you come from? Okay, what in the... What? Okay, possible epilepsy warning for this outro sequence here, but hold, I have to read the comments. I have to read the comments. Lord Almighty. Lord Almighty. I am overwhelmed. That I was never going to be ready for. Oh, you know what? Pardon my language. Holy fucking shit, that was a lot. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. Hey, how are you? I mean, this is, you know, entirely down to the fact that I don't listen to teasers or anything leading up to a drop, right? There was no way in hell I was going to be prepared for this. But having said that, why do they kind of own that? Why does that kind of work? Like, Xdinary Heroes has done some heavier, lower, crunchier stuff. That's why, you know, Love and Fear I referenced throughout that as well, because that was recently some of their probably one of their more darker songs that they did. But instead, really just went full send on it. And that full send they did, it paid off in the end though. It's crunchy, it's heavy. I mean, heavy is an understatement. It is... Like, wait, drop, it is now 10 feet in the ground and I live on the 4th floor. Like, it's that heavy. That's crazy. Run it again. First of all, I rarely talk about people's visual appearances because it's something that doesn't really sit right with me, but the visual concept of this is crazy. I kind of love it, but well, I mean, what I like to waffle about is the music side of things. Drop D tuning, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up. Drop D tuning is one of the most satisfying ways of making a song feel heavier. Drop that lowest string down 1 whole step. Drop D music. Ooh, this in drop D was the perfect choice. It might not even be drop D, it might be open D for all I know. But all I know is that the low string is D, and that creates a gorgeous heaviness. The vocal setup on the way iNSTEAD starts, though, I find very cool, especially when it comes to Jungsu starting the vocals and starting low in his vocal range. Xdinary Heroes, for the most part, I think generally leans towards quite high vocals. I think, at least compared to iNSTEAD, for the most part, it leans pretty high, I think, in their vocal ranges. And maybe that's changed a little bit. Like, there's certainly songs that have a wider range in vocals, in the vocal top line. You know, take a song, like, I'm going to reference Love and Fear again. Love and Fear definitely is, I think, vocally one of their generally lower songs. But instead, going from low Jungsu into high Oda as an immediate contrast in verse 1, I think is so nice. As with having low vocal Jungsu, it's kind of like getting low vocal Juyeon in the chorus from Love and Fear. It's something that I feel like doesn't really get as much shine as their higher vocal counterparts do, right? So just getting that dose, that freshness, if you can call it that, from low vocal moment is really nice. But of course now we get the high vocals back from Jungsu later on the song. Low vocal. High vocal. It's that constant flip-flop, right? I wish I had more hair, because this is peak, like, headbanging material. And that reset, they just almost drop everything. And then, boom, we bring it back in exactly the same way that it started with however many minutes ago. It might have been, you know, over a minute ago. Oh my goodness. Also, like, oh man, the wallpapers people are gonna make for this era are gonna go crazy. Keep going though. Compared to verse 1, significantly more in the instrumental section, more presence, right? Yeah, it's that constant flipping back and forth between the low and the high vocal that is just so tasty. It's so tasty. And then, of course, you know, when in the pre-chorus, you get Juyeon flying high on that high voice of his that we know he can do, and then... That go crazy, though. It go crazy. I want to get to the Jun Han guitar solo. Hold on. Weirdly, I think this might be the lightest part of the entire song, because this just feels very kind of hard rock rather than peak metal. That's really cool. But, yowza. Oh, I need to get the heart rate down. It's a little bit too high for my liking. Oh god. Okay, I'm a little bit overly excited about that. Okay, calm yourself down a little bit, buddy. Whoo. But, here's the thing. I like to think we cover a lot of K-band releases. Of course, we're obviously not going to be able to cover every single K-band release that drops. Oh, ESET. Not now. I'm recording. Yeah, I'd like to think we cover almost every single like major K-band release. Of course, it's not the case. Like, I'm going to miss like the really obscure indie bands and stuff that just don't get social media attention unless you're like really in the depths of the K-band sphere. But I like to think we cover a significant amount of K-band releases throughout the year. Nothing has come close to the intensity and the aggressiveness like Xdinary Heroes is instead. I mean, sure, this is genre-wise completely out of the rock territory. We are now fully into that metal genre now. But in the almost 2 years that we've been doing LTK pop here, and you know, the over a year and a half that we've been covering K-bands with a very close, very fine-tooth comb, nothing has hit the intensity that iNSTEAD has. And I don't think many groups will even challenge a sound like this, because this is bold, this is risky. But this being Xdinary Heroes, I feel like if out of like the kind of not name brand, but like the name brand K-bands out there, Xdinary Heroes and maybe Rolling Quartz would be like the other group that would challenge a sound this heavy. But I think this is also the next chapter in showing off just the widespread, so to speak, of the open beta series that we've been getting, because this is, you know, we got Fun Quick, we got Still Bright but definitely darker and crunchier, we got a slower, more anthem-y, and then we got just full-on metal. That's a spread and a half over 4 songs already. And I forget if we're supposed to get any more or if this is the final installment or not, but Well, hey, I had a blast listening to this. I genuinely had a blast. A little bit too much fun, one would say. Considering, yeah, my heartbeat is significantly too fast for just me sitting here listening to music. So I'm going to calm down and I'm going to wrap it up here. Actually, we are checking out the Overload album on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday, to kind of wrap up our short Xdinary Heroes deep dive, sorry. So if you're interested in that, keep your eyes peeled for that. But in the meantime, I'm going to go and calm down. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be, you know, checking in with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day to day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.